Yo, farm CEOs. My name is Gilbert Mwale. Welcome back. Always a joy sharing my thoughts with you. So, today I want to talk about something interesting. You know, a lot of times when clients reach out to us at IMSICA, they are always asking, I'm looking for an employee, I'm looking for farm worker, I need somebody to assist me, and things like that. And once we go through the process of the conversation of what kind of person we get, the hybrid and all those things, we expect, due to the kind of problems that this farm owner is having on the farm. I mean, look, farm owners have a lot of challenges on their farms, most especially remote controlled farms. Number one, micromanaging. Every time you leave the farm, nothing is working, nothing is moving. Everything you left as instructions, nothing is done. You come back, everything is still stand still. That's one. Number two is wrong application of instructions. For example, on herbicides, pesticides, or even feed, just wrong application, therefore leading to deaths and several other, problems that happen on the farm. Another issue obviously is that you're pumping in your salary into this thing and no money is coming out. Your salary is going in, nothing is coming out. So, we look at that and we see that these are the different challenges that farm CEOs are actually experiencing on a regular basis. Now, when we look at all that, you would think that after a person has been informed of what solution they would get, they would make the decision right there to say, let's go ahead and bring somebody to assist me. No, that is not what happens. You know why? Because they have never seen a worker who works better than the challenges they're experiencing through the workers at their farm currently. So they are judging the new person we would help them get based on the current challenges they're experiencing with their farm workers at the farm. So they're thinking, would this conversation really work? Is this just theory? I've gotten this. In fact, there was even a time a client was so angry with me on the call and said, Mr. Mwale, you are a liar. Remote farming is not possible. And I said, look, I will only talk to you when you calm down. And surely we had a very good conversation afterwards. But I know what it looks like because you have experienced a lot of problems on the farm that you don't believe that it is doable anyway. Now, it is doable. But after we have explained that this is the kind of solution you need to change not everybody, don't have to release everybody, but you need to introduce some form of junior management at your farm while you also, put up farm systems and processes, and together that solves the problem. People just see everything you are saying from the light of, man, if the people you are bringing here are going to work like the current people who are here, I don't even need this. So usually I have a situation where clients will talk to me today and they'll take a week or two, sometimes even 1 month, and then they will be back. Now, in a hurry, it's urgent, I need this replacement now. And sometimes I ask a question like, so what necessitated it right now? I mean, because you've been having these challenges even prior to the time you called me last time. And even when you're calling me now, it's not like anything out of the ordinary has happened. It's the same things that you've been experiencing all this while. But I know actually what is going on is that obviously, one always thinks that they always look at the new person who's coming in the light of the people that are already there. But here's what we have seen as amazing. They will then finally say, this, by the second time they're calling, they'll finally say, give me that new person. Let's see what they can do. Say, fine, great, let's proceed and do that. Once we are sitting in the interviews and they're listening to, so we will bring probably 2 or 3 people who are being interviewed on the panel so that they can actually pick the person they want. Even if they need 3 or 4 people on their farms who are hybrid, diploma holders and the likes, they will always say, no, I'll just start with 1 because they you don't want to make too much commitment. Understandable. So we go in on the interview and they listen to the first guy. They listen to the second lady. They listen to the third guy. They listen to the fourth lady. However many we bring. Usually we promise 2. But sometimes we have 3, 4, like that. And by the time they hear all those people talking and you hear them say, Mr. Mwale, I'm going to get 2 of them right now. So let's have the other one also come. And we've started seeing that happening time and time again, that people end up getting 2 people when they had actually requested for 1 person. What happens now is that now for the first time they hear somebody that resonates with their way of doing things. Is that they have found somebody who they believe now, wow, somebody can actually understand agriculture like this. And they can see themselves actually being liberated through this person coming on their farm. So I never get to blame clients, when they're saying, I need 3 people, but I'll start with 1. Or, take a long time to revert and finally come back and say, we need this now. Because I've come to understand that, sometimes to move away from that picture of the challenges or the trauma of the experience that is happening on the farm, the things they have lost, the animals they have lost, the crops that have died out of negligence. But I want to tell you that, when you use some of the approaches that I share with you here, you will not have the same problems as the ones that you have had. Remote farming is very possible, and it can be done very successfully when you have the right things done. And what do you need to do? Simple. I'll always say the same thing all the time, is that you need to have the right people on your farm, hybrid employees, and secondly, you need to also have, business processes and systems set up properly, and you need to change your mindset as the owner of the farm. You need to run this farm professionally. So we'll be talking more about all those things, and I've already been doing that. So please tell me what you think. How do you look at this issue? Do you think that you need somebody who's educated on your farm to help it run remotely properly? Or do you think, it is just impossible? Or do you actually think that, what we call caretakers, general workers, can get the job done? Or what are you doing? And how is it going? So please share that in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Please share this out to a friend who you love, who is running a farm. We need them to succeed. Thank you.